Well, good afternoon, everyone. Happy Tuesday to you. I'm meteorologist Michael Wilhite here with Southern Indiana Weather. Thanks for logging on to the latest long range update. It is the 2nd of June already. Is not 2015 just flying by already? And you know what a gray, sort of gloomy day we had, but hey, take a look at this satellite and radar into motion. We're finally starting to clear out of some of those pesky, stubborn clouds. Forecast high 76 today. No, that didn't happen. The clouds didn't clear out fast enough. We did make it to the low 70s, so at least we had that around the area, but we were a few degrees short of the forecast, though. But it is nice to see some of those clouds finally starting to erode away, and that'll continue as we head through the evening time hours. Our forecast update today is sponsored by Welps Farm and Greenhouse. Be sure to visit them on the web, welpsfarmandgreenhouse.com, located at 7907 East State Road 64 in Birdseye, Indiana. Give them a call, 812-326-2709. Folks, they have everything that you could think of for your garden this year. Annuals, perennials, herbs. They've got some shrubs, red clover seed. They grow and harvest it locally. Lawn seed, fescue, lespedisa, so much more. They have willow tree angels, withram clocks, handmade wind chimes, handmade wooden toy tractors. Besides all of your gardening stuff, they have fertilizers, pesticides, canning supplies, pedal tractors. Folks, you name it, they do a lot of great stuff. WelksFarmandGreenhouse.com. Visit them there on the web and be sure to tell them Southern Indiana Weather sent you. All right, over the next few days, folks, not too bad weather coming along our way. We're going to have a slow, gradual warming trend. I mean, the 50s and 60s that we saw, it's not going to last forever. It couldn't last forever. I know some of you loving the fall weather, but definitely not going to last forever. As we continue on here, radar into motion here, though. Rain free really for the next couple of days. In fact, as we head through the overnight hours, you see a couple of things just popping up here and there. That's probably not going to amount to anything. And then as you head towards Thursday, though, you start to see maybe some isolated stuff pop up. That might be a little bit more believable, but really it's going to be Friday before anything significant hits the way things look right now. And actually the new data rolling in is suggesting that Friday could be a little bit wetter of a day than originally thought. It looks like it'll start out, if anything happens in the morning time, it'll be pretty isolated. Here's what the NAM future radar has for us. We start out early on Friday morning as we continue on through midday, and then finally by 2 in the afternoon you see some decent little rain moving in just to our north, and that starts to break out and move into the area as we head into the evening time. By the time we get to 8 o'clock at night, so a good amount of some scattered showers around the area, and then that continues as you roll through the overnight hours there. So it doesn't look like an all-day washout on Friday, but some scattered showers will be around as you head in later into the day. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the GFS, and as we take a look at what we're going to expect over the next 10 days or so here, you can see that unsettled weather pattern coming in. Here's Indiana right here, and as I put it into motion, here you can see by the time we hit on Friday, there are some of those showers starting to break out over the area and into Saturday as well. Then after that, we get a little bit of a break, but here and there. But you notice the rain chances really stick around just about every day for several days after that. Here we are into Tuesday. We still got rain chances around. Let me back up though and show you something that's going on. Notice what's going on right down here to the south, coming in off the off the coast here of the Baja. This is actually Hurricane Blanca, and here's the forecast track on that. You can see that moves sort of right up the Baja Peninsula, and the way that the models end up taking this, as you can see, that ends up getting caught up here and just sort of dissipating, and the energy gets caught up into here in the four corners, and then sort of notice what happens. Eventually it'll eject out of the four corners as another low, which will then move our way and could potentially bring us a significant weather event with that. It's something that we will have to watch as the low starts deepening. Could this be a round of severe weather? Well, with hurricanes like that moving on, you never know. It could be some severe weather. It could be some potentially heavy rain with that. We just don't know. It could be not much of anything, really. It's something that we're going to have to watch, but with such a significant storm moving on shore and understanding that the models sort of suck up that energy into the jet stream and push it our way, that's something that we'll be watching out here for. But this is not going to be for a little while. This is really June 14th before it would get here. So it's going to take a little while for that to come on shore and then sort of get sucked up and in here. But something over the next couple of weeks that we'll have to look out for by all means. And really, as you continue to put this in motion over the entirety of the 384-hour model, what you see is a little bit of sun and sunshine here and there, but a lot of rain chances that just sort of dotted around there. In fact, how much rain could we be talking about over the next 10 days here at least? Well, the GFS average wants to give us at least 2.2 inches at Evansville, 2.1 in Huntingburg, 1.8 up around Bloomington, and really about an inch around Louisville. So again, a 1 to 2 inch general amount of precipitation over the next 10 days or so is possible according to the modeling. So certainly not a dry spell by any means. Does this mean every day we'll see rain? No, it'll be almost daily scattered chances, at least in some portions of the days. But it's not going to be a total washout every day, and it'll be, when you talk about these scattered chances here and there, it's going to be where some get the rain and some don't. But what we'll say is the potential for a couple of inches of rain will be there over the coming couple of weeks. Now, temperature-wise, over the next 2 weeks, as I said, we warm back up. So, we did not hit the 77 the modeling was wanting to hit today. I was forecasted a little bit lower than that, and we hit way lower than that. We only made it up to 70 here at Southern Indiana Weather Office. So, at least we did hit the 70s again, and that's better than the 50s that we were stuck in a couple of days ago, by all means. But as we get into this, you notice a slow warming trend. I doubt we hit the low 80s tomorrow. I'm forecasting mid to upper 70s across the area, but I do think we get back into the 80s, and it looks like low to mid 80s are going to sort of dominate the period after that. So, it's been nice to have this little blackberry winter that we've been going in, but the 80s are going to return. And by the way, the average high temperature this year is 82. So, if we get 84, 86, well, that's pretty normal for us. So it's going to be more of a return to where we should really be this time of the year. These 70s have spoiled us, but enjoy them while they last. Warming trend does come with it. And of course, unfortunately, with the warming trend, it will come an unsettled weather pattern. So just something that we are going to have to deal with. By the way, as we take a look at the Pacific, I don't have any maps pulled up here, but there's really nothing to show you anyway. All this just to point out that nothing going on really in the Pacific way out west that would be indicative of a typhoon causing something significant for us down the road, but it's something that we will certainly keep an eye on. I expect that we'll have another very active Pacific typhoon season as we have had the past couple of years. I expect that to continue, but nothing going on out there right now. Just it's the one I showed you off the Gulf, and we'll keep an eye on that, folks. All right, let's go ahead and go to southernindianaweather.com here. Excuse me. Look at our 10-day forecast. Go to the main site here, any one of our sites, and then click on 10-day forecast, folks. 56 for your low tonight under partly cloudy skies. Warming trend begins, though. Wednesday, partly sunny, 77 your high. Back into the 80s for Thursday, but again, anything that we get on Thursday, it's going to be very isolated, and it's just going to be a dot or two on the radar. It's not going to be much of anything, nothing really significant to worry about. By the time you get into Friday, it's a little bit isolated rain chance early, but scattered showers and thunderstorms by late afternoon. Those continue into the overnight hours and really into Saturday as well. Mid-80s start to dominate the period then, and by the time you come to Sunday, you're down into really just daily isolated rain chances with temperatures in the 80s from that. So, again, like I said, an unsettled weather pattern coming up, but if you like the 80s, there you're coming. But hey, you know what? It could be worse. It's not the 90s and the 100s. And the good thing is, looking on towards the summer outlook, if we continue on getting this much rain, it's going to be hard to break into the hundreds. Whenever you've got ground that is saturated like this, saturated ground does not let the air warm up as much as bone dry ground does. So you remember back in 2012 when we got screaming hot because we had absolutely no rain at all. We were able to break into some hundreds some then, but this year we'll see if we break into any of the hundreds, but I have some doubts about it this year. The 90s is probably going to be as high as we go, is what I'm thinking at this point, but we got all summer long to see. So, all right, folks, that's it. I'm meteorologist Michael Wilhite for Southern Indiana Weather. Have a great night, folks, and folks, don't forget the DuBois County Bombers are now in their season. Next home game there is on June 3rd, which is Wednesday night. Check them out at League Stadium. Have a great night.